And I'm recording.
I mean, you've already had a cocktail or two, maybe. So I would double check as well.
It's only an ounce or two.
I saw Adam make that. It was a stiff one.
Ounce and a half.
Yes.
2.5 ounces. Yeah. What did you think of the Ducote Demopoulus fight?
So this is a really
So let me tell you.
I thought Ducote won, of course.
Me too.
It's really hard because fucking judges.
Yeah. And we're a little biased. We got to be honest. We're a little biased.
I mean, speak for yourself. I am not biased. No.
Oh, wow.
No, it was, I could see, I'm trying to look at their perspective and maybe what they were looking for.
Yeah.
And the closest thing I can think is they really liked the aggressiveness and the big punches that Demopoulus was throwing.
Yeah.
And, some of them were landing, but a lot of the times Ducote was like winning the exchanges, but her punches were on the inside. They were like sharp shooter sniper punches because she's so precise, and there's not a lot of like big movements from her. There's no wasted movements with Ducote. Everything is very short and to the point. And with Demopoulus, she puts on like a show. It's there, as she does on the pole. As she does on the pole. And I'm not being shady. I'm not trying to be shady, but maybe I am being shady.
Naturally shady.
What can I say? But she has these big movements, these big punches. So maybe that is what stood out more in the judge's eyes.
Yeah.
Because what I saw was Ducote making really good reads, adjustments, using footwork, using angles and countering. Mm-hmm. And I thought that she did enough to win the fight.
Yeah. I watched it back because I missed it when it happened live, and I already knew what happened. So I always feel like that gives you a different perspective on the fight. But I was watching, trying to see, okay, what did they see in these rounds? And honestly, I could have given Ducote all three. And when I looked at the scorecards, they were all over the place. One judge had round 1 and 3 for Ducote. The other judge had 1 and 3 for Demopoulus. It's like, what the fuck? Like, nobody scored the rounds the same. And then I think the last judge had 1 and 2 for Demopoulus. And none of the scorecards really made sense. But I could see how each round could look different from a different point of view. Like, everyone at home is seeing one angle. The judges are on 3 different sides of the cage. So they're seeing different angles and taking in different moments. And like you said, when you have big moments, you see it from all angles. With Ducote's inside boxing, a little punch on the inside, something that snaps Demopoulos' head back, might only be seen on one judge's side. So I feel like it's one of those fights where, unfortunately, they didn't see what was actually doing the most damage. And I felt like it was obvious Ducote was doing the most damage. She was doing the most inside boxing and landing the most volume. Not volume, but landing the most effective strikes. But there were moments where Demopoulus had her kind of rocked and had her recovering. And she did a good job of playing it off, but she was circling, and it looked like she was a little wobbly on the feet as she was circling. I just really wish that Ducote would mix in her wrestling.
She has such good wrestling.
She's a strong I
feel like since she's gotten to the UFC, she hasn't done that kind of game plan. Like she in previous fights, like anytime I watched her in Invicta, she would steal the round with a takedown attempt.
Yeah.
Every single time. And I haven't seen that again. And she has great wrestling. She has great grappling. I wish that she would mix that in a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, she did a little bit, but didn't really commit. And I feel like if she did that, especially in the early rounds, especially when someone's coming at you wild and crazy, I think that would really change the optics of the fight in the judge's eyes. But it's hard because a lot of times you'll be fighting someone and you're in there in your own skin and you feel how hard it feels when you land a punch on them. You feel how hard it feels when they land a punch on you, and you're like, oh, I'm winning this. It's obvious that I'm winning this because she threw a big punch and I leaned out of the way, and I threw a tight punch and it nailed her right in the kisser. And a lot of times it doesn't look like that on tape. Yeah, so I feel really frustrated for it because I've been in that position many times, multiple times, at least 6. and I feel for it, but you know, it's something that Demopoulus does well. She is able to act like she's winning fights that the majority of fans don't see her winning.
Yeah,
it's really odd.
How she fought the Japanese wrestler.
Yeah.
And somehow got the decision win on that.
Yeah.
It's something about I don't know, just the bigger movements.
The aggression.
Like something that the judges are seeing that is resonating with them. Mm-hmm. The good thing that I'll say about like these decision losses for Ducote, I think that there's consistent feedback for her. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, this is a glaringly obvious thing that needs to be corrected. And then you can take all that information and you can build off of it. Because she's a really solid fighter. She's well-rounded. Yeah. She hits hard. She's a hard worker. So I think that taking all of that feedback from the fights that she's lost a close decision on, I think that she can really, reinvent herself with it. Yeah. Because it's obvious what she needs to work on. There needs to be maybe bigger moments. There needs to be more pressure. There needs to be mixing up of the takedowns and the grappling.
Yeah, maybe a little more volume too, because that's something that people look at. I remember even when she fought Yoder, Yoder was winning on the volume side, but Ducote was landing the more powerful shots. And luckily for Ducote, you could see the damage on her face, and that was really making a difference on the scorecards where if there was no damage, they could have easily scored it for Yoder just because of the amount of volume that was happening. And I think with Demopoulus, it was similar where she was landing or throwing more volume. What looked like was landing wasn't quite connecting. But because it was such a big thing, like you said, a big movement, it really stuck out in the judges' minds. And that's why they're scoring it for her. And that on top of the little moments where she had Ducote wobbled, I think the combination made it, I guess, hard to score. Because the judges' scorecards were a perfect example of that. Mm-hmm. Everyone scored it differently. I think usually when you have a split decision, it's like it's down to one round that everyone's like, oh, this round was really close. So whoever won round 3 wins the fight, and then the judges are split on it. But the judges were split on every fucking round. Mm-hmm. Like, it's crazy.
It's really hard to look at that and have faith in judging.
No.
It's already challenging enough. Yeah, like, what the fuck?
What are you looking at?
Were you looking at your phones?
Yeah.
Because I don't think you were looking at the cage.
Maybe. I don't know.
They just, like, threw up a coin.
At the same time, the media all scored it for Ducote. Almost across the board. There was maybe 10 media scores on the MMAdecisions.com that I always go to when there's a split decision. And the 10 media out of 10 media scores, 2 scored for Demopoulus and the other 8 scored for Ducote. So again, maybe it's the angle because all the media sits on one side of the cage. Yeah. Maybe it's that. But everyone at home saw it, or I think about 60 or 70% of people at home saw it for Ducote. So it was a close fight, and I just feel horrible because I know how good she is after fighting her, after training with her. Like, I know how good she is, and I feel like, that score doesn't give value the performance that she put out.
Sure.
Yeah.
I agree.
You'll get him next time.
Yeah. Come on back out and train.
Yeah. And then meanwhile, there's a lot to take from the way Demopoulus fights. Like, she comes forward and she throws with intention. She throws with vigor. She shows it in her face. No, she just gets after it. Like,
it's not pretty.
Like, I could take some of that into my fighting, you know?
Sure.
Just being calm and collected and landing jabs doesn't always make an impact or imprint on the judge's eyes, but when you go and you come forward and you jump on them, that's the thing that people remember.
It is, and I think that there is something to that.
Yeah,
definitely.
The performance.
Next time, make the ugly face.
Yeah, that I always tell people that you gotta make it look like you're winning. You can't just win. You gotta make it look like you're winning too.
It's like Hebus too. Hebus does that really, really well. She acts like she won after every single round. And the determination on her face, she does it so well. I swear.
The hands up for the butt cheek. Don't forget the butt cheek. That is key. Check it out. I did that. Oh man. So the big Poirier fight.
Yes, he is fighting for the lightweight title.
Oh,
against Makhachev.
Dang. Makhachev.
Yes.
When is that happening?
Soon.
Oh,
it's fighting June 1st. That is our next pay-per-view.
Hey, so what are we gonna do next week if we don't have a fight to talk about?
I think we'll figure something out. I think we can.
Is Two Straws gonna hit the street?
I think we should.
That might be fun.
Take Ange Burgundy out for a spin.
Yes.
Give her a microphone, see what happens.
Hot Mess Jess and Angela Trill. I
don't have a fight coming out. So.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Hey, Jess. Man or bear?
Oh my fucking God. Stop it. I was so confused by that question. I was like, what the fuck is she trying to do?
My brain immediately went to man, bear, pig. I was like, is this a South Park reference? Are you trying to age me right now? Are you trying to like, what are we talking about? Global warming? Like,
what are we talking about?
Yeah. Man or bear?
I don't fucking know. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Wow. Sounds like someone's on the fence. Are you a feminist or are you what's the opposite of that?
I'm not really a feminist.
Well, I was kind of annoyed
I'll
because
take them both at the same time.
Hey! Jess is all about that shake that bear action.
I honestly, like, I don't even...
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Shake that bear?
No. Tell me. Oh, don't get shy now. Have another sip. Have another sip. Get your liquid courage.
Oh
Is it bad?
God. It's really bad.
Tell me.
I want you to Google it. Google shake that bear.
That bear? Like shake that groove thing?
Well, because he said, I'll take both the man and the bear at once. So you can kind of get where I'm going with this.
It's a song?
No, okay, I'll just tell you. It's a video where this guy kills a bear and then he gets his girl to get on it naked and hump it.
What the fuck?
And he goes, "Yeah, baby, shake that bear."
I don't know what to say.
And we're done. This is another Two Straws.
The fuck? Where are they from? Alabama? Tennessee?
Yeah,
where the fuck
like
are they from?
Fucking Bryce Mitchell shit. Like it's like the guy is a hunter. This is an old video. I think the guy's a hunter and he kills a bear. And then you know how they like take the picture of the dead carcass, like, oh, look what I killed. He gets his girl to get on the bear and hump it. And he's like, shake that bear, because when you hump it, the bear moves.
I'm really
You're
upset.
so upset.
I'm so upset.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so upset.
Jess isn't a feminist, but she's definitely a member of PETA. This is a highly upsetting conversation.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
That's really
That's why I was like, oh, you don't know what I'm talking about.
No.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What happened to those people? Because they deserve to be shot themselves.
I don't know. This is like early internet, so I'm not sure if anything happened. It wasn't like the cat thing.
Yeah.
What was it? Like, don't hit a cat on the internet or something. You know what I'm talking about,
yes,
right?
the Netflix series.
Yeah, it wasn't like that.
I couldn't watch that one, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
I couldn't do
that
it.
one fucked me up.
Yeah, I can't with that. Well, I hope the internet does what it does and we find out who they are.
They're probably old and in diapers at this point, if they're still alive.
Not that fucking old to get what's coming to them.
Shake your bear. Get a bear to shake you.
I know. Oh my God. I'm really upset. I'm sorry. I don't even know what to say. I don't have anything funny or any remark. I'm just very disturbed.
Oh.
Maybe if I had a cocktail, I'd be able to respond better.
I know. I'm like, so man or bear? What's the answer?
Still both.
Both. Okay.
Do with it what you will.
I love it. Man. All right. So Poirier fighting.
Who you got?
Makhachev. Man, I'm gonna pick Poirier because I'm just such a fan of his.
Of his hot sauce.
His hot sauce and his hot hands. He got them hot hands. They're fast. And I still go back to Islam's fight with Volkanovski.
Yeah.
I saw holes in his game. And I don't think that you can sure up those holes without getting the fight experience, and he hasn't been active. Yeah. So I feel like this is a great time for Dustin to go in there because he's going to have that confidence from watching that fight, from seeing something that we hadn't seen from Makhachev in any of his other fights. He looked like an unbeatable Atlas, whatever you call it, like Achilles before he saw the hill. What is it? You know what I'm talking about,
yes,
right? You know how he was dipped in the thing, and everyone's like, you can't beat him. And then they're like, oh, look at his hill.
That's a little chink.
Look at his chink in his armor. So I feel like we exposed that little Achilles heel of Islam Makhachev, and the fact that, hey, if you come at him and you don't give a fuck, then you can wrestle him, you can fight him, you can land on him. And, we're looking at the first fight, not the second one, obviously. But I think that there's a lot to be gained from that for Poirier.
For sure.
So this is going to be an interesting fight. It'll be proven ground for Islam, who hasn't really fought someone his size since the Volk fights. And maybe we can get that lightweight, weight class back in the right path, stop all the champ fights, and just get the lightweights fighting each other.
Yeah, that would be really nice.
That would be fun, right?
That'd be really fun. Yeah.
I mean, I'm living a pipe dream, but it could be cute.
Yeah, to have a legitimized championship fight. That would be great. I mean, that's what we're all here for, right?
Yeah.
No, we're here for Chael Sonnen and Anderson Silva having a boxing match in Brazil.
Oh, my
That's
God.
what the world has come to now.
Is that happening?
Just like, yeah.
I thought Anderson Silva was fighting Terry Crews.
This is what they're talking about. This is what I woke up to.
What the fuck?
Yes, just like, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fighting each other.
No.
This is what the world is now.
I don't want it.
I know, but this is what you get.
Did you see Mike Tyson's video? I think you sent it to me.
I did send it to you.
He was like, I don't know. I was watching you fight. I was watching you dance when you were 16. And for some reason, I had an erection.
Dude, that man is a maniac.
I love
He
it.
is unhinged.
I love it. It's like only Mike Tyson can
And
get
he is
away with that.
uncancelable.
No.
Like, anyone else says that stuff, they are canceled. Done.
But he's already done the time.
Bitten an ear off.
Yeah.
He's
already done jail time for domestic abuse.
Yeah, you can't stop that man.
Yeah, he's good. He has a clean slate.
Let this be a lesson. All you have to do is do some psychedelics, document it.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Oh,
he went on
cool.
a really cool path of like self-healing, and he started doing ceremony and
Oh, frog poison?
Yeah.
What?
There's like videos on it too. Yes.
Dang, I didn't know that.
Yes.
All right, maybe I should try it out.
I know. I'll take you next session.
Oh, I'm scared.
I took Kat with me yesterday.
Oh, how was that?
It's great.
Is she okay? Okay. I'm like, I haven't heard from her in a while. Maybe I should check in.
She's fine.
She's fine. She's just in a pod somewhere. Frog pod.
She just got her ass kicked across the galaxy by a frog. It's fine.
Yeah. She just crawled out of her third eye and she's doing good.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. She's good.
Oh, so freaky. I can't.
You can. You can do it.
We shall see. We'll have to document it if it happens. Angela goes on a trip
to outer space.
Yeah, to visit her family. Grandpa, is that you?
Dude, I want to get you on some DMT and see if you.
Oh God!
Let me know what you see.
Yeah, I'd be so freaked out.
No, it's amazing. It's beautiful. You'll love it.
No,
It'll be a great time.
If you say so.
Trust me.
Well, I think that's all the time I have today because I am late for my third drink of the morning. Unless there was something else you wanted to talk about.
No, we can talk about that next week.
I'm scared.
Don't be scared. Just have another drink.
Okay.
Fine.
Will do.
Liquid courage.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
All right. Well, this has been another Two Straws.
See you later.
See ya.